I've helped thousands of men over the past 20 years reclaim the confidence, vitality, and performance they thought were gone for good. And many of them started in worse shape than you are right now. So if you're watching this and you're over 60, dealing with weak erections, reduced stamina, or that sinking feeling that maybe this is just how things are now, I need you to know something. You're not broken, you're not beyond help, and you definitely don't have to settle for where you are today. Most doctors will tell you to accept the decline as normal. But what if I told you that 4 simple exercises, no equipment, no gym, no prescriptions, could significantly improve blood flow to your penis and restore healthy, lasting erections? And what if I told you these exercises don't just mask the problem, they actually rebuild the foundation your body needs to function the way it used to? I'm Dr. Claire Whitman, and I've spent over 2 decades working with men just like you, helping them understand that the real solution isn't found in a pill bottle. It's found in movement, awareness, and consistency. Now, before we dive in, I want you to understand something important. This isn't about quick fixes or overnight miracles. What I'm about to share with you is grounded in urology, physiology, and real clinical experience. These 4 exercises target the exact systems that control erectile function, blood flow to the pelvic region, muscle tone in the areas that support arousal and performance, and the neural pathways that make all of this possible. And here's the thing, most men have no idea these muscles even exist, let alone how to activate them. But once you do, once you start strengthening the right areas and reawakening the connections your body has forgotten, you'll start to see changes, real, measurable changes. So let's talk about what's really going on here. When erectile dysfunction shows up after 60, it's rarely just one thing. It's not just low testosterone, though that can play a role. It's not just poor circulation, though that's definitely part of it. And it's not just stress or age or bad luck. It's usually a combination of factors: muscle weakness in the pelvic floor, reduced blood flow due to a sedentary lifestyle, nerve sensitivity declining over time, and a loss of body awareness in the areas that matter most. Here's what most people don't realize. Your pelvic floor, that hammock of muscles at the base of your pelvis, is directly involved in erectile function. These muscles control blood flow during arousal, help maintain rigidity during an erection, and support bladder control and core stability. When these muscles weaken, which they absolutely do with age and inactivity, everything suffers. Your erections become softer, shorter, less reliable. Your confidence drops, and the cycle continues. But here's the good news. These muscles respond to training just like any other muscle in your body. You can strengthen them, you can retrain them. And when you do, you'll notice the difference not just in the bedroom, but in how you move, how you feel, and how you show up in your day-to-day life. The key is control. And if the real key to sexual vitality after 60 isn't found in your hormone levels, in therapy, it's in your circulation and the muscles you've been neglecting for years. Muscles that drive circulation, movement, and arousal from the base. It restores internal control, the ability to activate the muscle that directly supports erection and bladder control. Now, let me walk you through the 4 exercises that can change everything for you. And I'm going to be very specific here because I know from reading your comments that many of you have been asking for exact details. How many reps? How long to hold? What does it actually look like? So let me break it down for you step by step. The first exercise is pelvic floor contractions, also known as Kegels. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aren't those for women? Absolutely not. These are essential for men, especially men over 60. Your pelvic floor muscles are the foundation of erectile function. They control the valves that trap blood in the penis during an erection, they support the base of the penis, and they influence bladder control and core stability. Here's how you do it properly. First, you need to find the right muscles. The easiest way is to stop your urine stream mid-flow next time you're in the bathroom. Those are your pelvic floor muscles. But don't make a habit of doing Kegels while peeing, that's just to locate them. Once you know what they feel like, here's the actual exercise. Sit comfortably or lie on your back with your knees bent. Take a breath in. As you exhale, contract your pelvic floor muscles like you're trying to stop urinating. You should feel a lifting sensation at the base of your pelvis. Hold that contraction for 5 seconds. Don't hold your breath, keep breathing naturally. Then release slowly and rest for 5 seconds. That's 1 rep. Start with 3 sets of 10 reps, once a day. As you get stronger over the next 2 to 3 weeks, increase the hold time to 8 seconds, then 10. The goal is to build endurance in these muscles so they can sustain the contractions needed during arousal and maintain blood flow when it matters most. Common mistakes: don't clench your buttocks, don't tighten your abs, and don't hold your breath. The focus should be internal, on that deep pelvic lift. If you feel strain in your thighs or stomach, you're engaging the wrong muscles. Reset and try again. The second exercise is deep squats. Now, squats are phenomenal for circulation, especially to the lower body and pelvic region. They activate the large muscle groups in your legs, your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, and they force blood to move through the vessels that supply your pelvic organs. They also improve hip mobility, which is crucial for sexual function and overall movement quality as you age. Here's how to do them correctly. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing slightly outward. Keep your chest up and your core engaged. As you lower down, imagine you're sitting back into a chair. Your knees should track over your toes, not collapsing inward. Go as deep as you comfortably can, ideally until your thighs are parallel to the floor, or lower if your mobility allows. Hold at the bottom for 2 seconds. Feel the stretch in your hips and the engagement in your legs. Then drive through your heels to stand back up. Start with 3 sets of 12 reps. If bodyweight squats feel too easy, hold a light dumbbell or a gallon of water at chest height. If they're too challenging, use a chair for support or don't go as deep. The key is controlled movement and full range of motion within your capability. Why does this matter? Because squats increase nitric oxide production in your blood vessels. Nitric oxide is the molecule that signals your blood vessels to dilate, which is exactly what needs to happen for an erection. More blood flow, better circulation, stronger erections. It's that simple. The third exercise is the glute bridge. This one is a game changer for posterior chain strength, meaning your glutes, hamstrings, and lower back. These muscles support your pelvis, influence your posture, and directly impact how blood flows through your lower body. A strong posterior chain means better pelvic stability, which translates to better control and endurance during sexual activity. Here's the setup. Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Your arms should be at your sides, palms down. Press through your heels and lift your hips toward the ceiling until your body forms a straight line from shoulders to knees. At the top, squeeze your glutes hard and engage your core. Hold for 3 seconds. Lower back down slowly, but don't let your hips touch the floor. That's 1 rep. Do 3 sets of 15 reps. Once this feels easy, add a resistance band around your thighs, just above your knees to increase the challenge, or place a weight across your hips if you have one available. The glute bridge does something really important. It activates the entire chain of muscles that influence blood flow, posture, and nerve function in the lower body. It's a dynamic movement that strengthens, and, believe it or not, it can surprise you how much of a difference it makes in your overall energy and function. Common mistake: don't arch your lower back excessively at the top. You want a neutral spine, hips lifted, glutes engaged. If you feel strain in your lower back, you're overextending. Focus on the glute squeeze instead. The fourth and final exercise is the butterfly stretch, also called the bound angle pose. Once you've started reactivating your pelvic floor, the next step is to strengthen the supporting muscular system around it. But you also need flexibility. Tight hips restrict blood flow, limit range of motion, and create compensatory patterns that lead to poor posture and pain. The butterfly stretch opens up your hips, stretches your inner thighs, and improves circulation to the pelvic region. Here's how you do it. Sit on the floor with your back straight. Bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees drop out to the sides. Pull your feet in toward your pelvis as close as is comfortable. Hold your feet with your hands and gently press your elbows against your inner thighs to deepen the stretch. Keep your spine tall. Hold this position for 30 to 60 seconds, breathing deeply and relaxing into the stretch with each exhale. Do this twice, once in the morning and once before bed. You can also do it after your other exercises as a cool down. Over time, you'll notice your knees dropping lower and your hips opening up more. That increased flexibility directly translates to better circulation and more comfortable movement patterns. Now, how do these 4 exercises work together? It's a system. The pelvic floor contractions rebuild the foundation, giving you internal control and strength where it matters most. The squats flood your lower body with oxygenated blood and stimulate nitric oxide production, the key molecule for vascular health and erection quality. The glute bridges reinforce the posterior support system, stabilizing your pelvis and improving endurance. And the butterfly stretch opens everything up, ensuring blood can flow freely and your body can move without restriction. When you do all 4 consistently, you're not just treating symptoms. You're addressing the root causes of erectile dysfunction, poor circulation, weak muscles, limited mobility, and lack of body awareness. But here's what I need you to understand. Consistency is everything. You're not going to do these exercises once and wake up the next day feeling like you're 25 again. This is a process. You're rebuilding systems that have been dormant for years, maybe decades. It takes time. In my experience, most men start noticing subtle changes within 2 to 3 weeks. You might wake up with morning erections, a sign that your vascular system is coming back online. You might feel more stable when you move, more aware of your pelvic floor, more engaged in your own body. By 6 to 8 weeks, the improvements become more obvious. Stronger erections, better stamina, more confidence. And by 3 months, if you've stayed consistent, many men report feeling like they've turned back the clock. But what happens when you start feeling those first signs of progress? How do you preserve them, protect them, and build a lifestyle that supports them long term? That's where the real work begins. First, you need to make these exercises a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. I'm talking every single day, 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. You can do the pelvic floor contractions while you're sitting at your desk, watching TV, or lying in bed. The squats, bridges, and stretches can be done first thing in the morning or right before bed. Find a time that works for you and stick to it. Second, pay attention to your lifestyle. These exercises are powerful, but they're not magic. If you're eating poorly, smoking, drinking excessively, or living a completely sedentary life outside of these 10 minutes, you're working against yourself. You don't have to be perfect, but you do need to be honest. Are you moving throughout the day? Are you staying hydrated? Are you managing stress? All of these factors influence circulation, hormone balance, and overall vitality. Third, listen to your body. If something hurts, stop. If you feel strain in the wrong places, adjust your form. If you're not seeing progress after a few weeks, check in with a healthcare provider to rule out underlying issues. These exercises are incredibly effective for most men, but they're not a substitute for medical care if there's something more serious going on. And fourth, be patient with yourself. I know how frustrating it is to deal with erectile dysfunction. I've sat across from hundreds of men over the past 20 years who felt embarrassed, defeated, like they'd lost a part of themselves. But I've also watched those same men rebuild their confidence, their vitality, and their sense of self through simple, consistent action. You can do this. You absolutely can. Now, let's talk about what to expect as you progress. In the first week, you might not feel much at all. That's normal. Your body is learning. You're waking up muscles that have been asleep. By week 2, you'll start to feel more aware. You'll notice when your pelvic floor is engaged, when your hips feel tight, when your glutes are working. That awareness is progress. By week 3 or 4, you might start seeing physical changes. Morning erections, stronger responses to arousal, better bladder control. By week 6 to 8, the improvements become undeniable. And by 3 months, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. But here's the thing. Progress isn't linear. Some weeks will feel better than others. Some days you'll feel strong. Other days you'll feel like nothing's working. That's normal. The key is to keep going. Don't let a bad day derail your entire routine. Trust the process. One more thing I want to mention. These exercises aren't just about erectile function. They improve so many other aspects of your life. Better posture, less lower back pain, improved bladder control, more energy, better sleep, increased confidence. When you take care of your body takes care of you. So here's what I want you to do. Start today. Right now, if possible. Don't wait until Monday. Don't wait until you feel motivated. Don't wait until conditions are perfect. Just start. Do 1 set of pelvic floor contractions, do 5 squats, hold a glute bridge for 10 seconds, do something, because action creates momentum and momentum creates results. And as you move forward, remember this: you're not too old, you're not too far gone, you're not beyond repair. Your body is capable of incredible change at any age, but only if you give it the tools it needs. These 4 exercises are those tools. Use them, trust them, and give yourself permission to thrive again. Because the truth is, life after 60 still has so much to offer. And your body, when you care for it, has more to give than you ever imagined. And when you start seeing those changes, don't stop. Keep going, keep building, keep reclaiming the vitality that's always been yours.